Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back with PMR. I'm not giving up on this game. I mean, obviously, it's not in good shape. It wasn't in good shape at launch. I think a lot of people are maybe misunderstanding the anger for this game in the community, especially amongst like YouTubers and stuff like that. People are trying to say it's a skill issue and blah blah blah. I mean, here's the deal: when you have guys like Jimmy Broadbent who have been doing this for years, right? He's been doing sim racing for absolute years. He's even managed to bring that into real life, where he's racing real life cars now. So to tell a guy like him he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know how to drive the cars, it seems pretty ignorant to me. And I mean, there's a difference between having a car in the game feel realistic, but the problem is, in real life, not everything is conveyed through this wheel, and it's definitely not conveyed through a controller. So it cannot be 100% realistic in a sim or game. It's still a game. Let's not kid ourselves here. It can't be 100% realistic because in real life, you're feeling the whole car. Yes, you're getting some information through the wheel, but you're getting information through, the cars, rolling and feeling the weight go forward and backwards and the velocity. And, you're getting all this information in a car around you that you're sitting in, through the seat, through the wheel, through everything, that you cannot replicate in a game. I mean, even with a motion seat, you still cannot replicate like the velocity and the G's and stuff like that you're experiencing. So there's no way you could possibly make this game feel like it does in real life. And I think part of the issue was they had guys testing it that are real life racers, like the Stig, which I have no problem with. But when he gets behind the wheel, he's saying, well, this isn't how it feels like in real life. Well, yeah, no shit. It's a game. Like, you're not getting all that information through the wheel. So you need gamers to test these. You need guys that are used to playing sim racing and know what feels good in the wheel, that you want conveyed in these sims. You don't want a guy that has never driven a sim in his life, that only drives real cars, and they're going, well, no, this don't feel like it does in my car. Well, yeah, it's not supposed to. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to convey all the information from the road and the car into this wheel, where you don't have that in real life. So, to sit there and tell people that they're not skilled, that they've been playing sims for such a long time, that they're not skilled, they need to learn how to play this game, is just ridiculous to me. I mean, and basically, Ian Bell was just basically trying to say that every other sim is wrong and his is correct. So the fact that you can't drive, the hypercars around one lap, that's realistic. That's how it's supposed to be. I get that in a real life sense, because in real life, I couldn't get in any of these cars and drive them half as good as I'm driving them in any game. You know what I mean? And that's just how it is. But that was kind of the issue with the game. They promised the world and then just gave you like the slums. I mean, they didn't give you anything they promised on. But we got a new update, and it's a long patch. I'm not going to go through everything in the patch. There's a huge change to the tire models in the GT3 and the GT4s. I guess they've updated handling across the board for all the cars, stuff like that. Some different settings, options, and stuff like that. I will put a link in the description below to the patch notes so you guys can see those. But what I want to do is I want to get in the game, and I want to see how these things drive. So we're going to be testing out the Audi R8 GT3 on Brianza, because this is the best track that I can drive around. So yeah, I really want to see what they did with the tires and the handling of these cars, how they're different. Because honestly, I didn't think the GT3s were too bad. They did have that weird thing where they would pull. I don't know. I don't know how that got past testing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't. I don't understand it. Okay, so apparently they did something with the graphics as well. I don't really know. Okay, let's car.
All clear.
Dude, come on, man. Move your ass. So, you know, here's one thing. I don't want to see this game fail. I did receive the game free, but I also bought the game. And I don't want to see it fail. Okay, so these do feel a little, no, a lot better actually. A lot more grippy compared to before. Which I do feel like GT3 cars should be very grippy. Oh yeah, this feels much better. Much better. The wheel feels good. Shifting, downshifting feels better. So here's the thing. If they can get the game in a great state, I'm all for that. I have no issue with that at all. Like, I'm all for that. You know, but what I have an issue with is that I'm pricing the game you know, at like $70. When it should have been like an early access title maybe. Or like if they would have released this game at $30, you know, and telling people, hey, it's going to be a work in progress, I would have been fine with that. I would have not had a single problem with that at all. But releasing it at like $70 up to like over $100, it was just no. Okay, so let's get out of this now and let's try the GT4 and then we'll try something else. Alright, so we got a trophy for something. We are in the Ford Mustang GT4, so let's get this on the road and see here. So I'm not seeing a huge update with the graphics.
You're clear.
I have a hard time getting rotation in this game on this track. Yeah, I can play Le Mans Ultimate and not have a problem, and I am going to be doing a video at some point this week. I'll have out showing you guys that. But so far, yeah, I would say that the handling is better in these cars. But I cannot get the rotation. I cannot get the rotation for some reason. Okay, so the handling's better. I can tell that. Let's get out of here and let's find something else. Check out the Chevrolet Camaro GTO. Let's see how this one does, because these are hard ones to control. These are probably just hard to control anyway, but I do want to see if there's any difference that I notice with these cars here, because I do feel like these are probably some of the most fun cars to drive in the game. These cars are just powerful, man. You could tell. Like I think I don't have an issue with the sounds. I think the game sounds pretty good.
Hammer down now.
These are just powerful cars. God, yeah, we just totally missed the turn because, like I said, they're just powerful. So that was my fault. And look I don't mind having to learn how to drive some of the cars. Like I get that. That's fine. But I also don't feel that some of these. Yeah, see, look at that. It's still not right because it's still pulled to the side of the road by itself. Which I don't feel like that should do that. Okay, let's see what happens here, because like I said, it just wants to pull for some reason. Yeah, I just can't. Yeah. And again, it just... I don't know. I mean... I don't particularly think it's fun to get into a racing game and have to learn how to drive every car because they drive so much different. That's a me thing, though. That's not anything to do with the game. So I don't want anybody thinking that, you know, that's an issue with the game, that's just me personally. Like, I don't mind it with LMU, but then again, all the cars are more drivable. Like, with this, I feel like I really have to practice with this and learn how to drive this car. And the thing is, it's not real life. It's still a game. There's people that are going to buy games, especially on console, that just don't want to put that kind of time into a game, you know what I mean? And they did say that everybody can play this game, regardless of your skill level. They could hop in, but the problem is, I still feel like, oh yeah, see, boy, that's. You gotta really slow down for that one. But the thing is, I feel like people still want to have a good race. Can you have a good race if you put all of the assists on and run AI, you know, as low as possible? You know, what I like to do in these games is I like to have no assists, for one. Because I like to have a little bit of realism. I mean, as you can see, I'm starting to kind of get the hang of it. But at the same time, I want a little bit of a challenge. Oh God, we just kind of had to drive these cars to the brink or something. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I think I've had enough here. Okay, so overall, I mean, the GT3 and the GT4 cars are a lot more drivable, no doubt about that. They're a lot more grippy. I think the game still needs a lot of work. I still think that, you know, the claim he made, he said that, yes, you know, he said it was going to be the most sophisticated sim physics and blah, 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 and that. But he also said that, you know, no matter what your skill level, you can jump into this game and you can have fun, you know, no matter what. If you're a hardcore sim, you can take all the assists off, bump up the AI, and have everything, you know, perfect. But if I put the assists on, it's not really going to change the physics of the car. It's just going to add assists, and I don't know. I don't know. It's a real head scratcher because I've never driven these cars in other games to really give an opinion. Mostly in the games that I play, I'm driving GT3. In LMU, I'm driving like the LMPs, not the hypercars too much. I haven't ventured into them yet. Then, you know, like NASCAR, the F1 games, and even in Gran Turismo 7, you know, we're not doing cars like this. So this may just be how these cars react in real life. So maybe for me, it'd be best to just stick to cars that I know or I can handle. But like I said, it's just the fact that if you make the claim that everybody can enjoy the game and play the game, I don't think that's true, because not everybody is going to be able to jump in the game and drive every car that they want to drive. You know, again, that's just my opinion though, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep checking out this game with each and every update, and I'm going to, you know, cross my fingers and really hope that they get it right. I think they're going in the right direction. I think that they really screwed themselves over in the beginning. There's like no mods still. It's funny, that was like such a big thing, and there's just no mods. I don't know if there's probably lack of interest because there's hardly anybody playing the game. But again, I'm going to keep putting it on the channel. I'm going to keep checking out the updates. I really hope that they do get the game eventually into a really good state. But I do have to say, when LMU hits consoles at the end of next year or early 27, I don't know, man. I think that's going to be the better racing game. And I hope we get better racing games between now and then as well. All right, guys, that's where we're going to end this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Just keep them civil. And yeah, we'll see you next time.